Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Soapbox Smorgasbord Podcast presented by Gone Squirrel Radio. I'm Jason Parker.
And I'm Ryan, aka Rhino. What's up?
Um, Going to start out a little bit with introductions, a little bit about ourselves. Born and raised in Lawrence, middle child of three, father, husband. I've got four kids. I do a little bit of everything. I do some photography. My main job is doing property management, and something I've enjoyed. I've got a lot of cooking experience. I worked in a barbecue restaurant for 20 years. I started helping them out when I was 11. Um, yeah. What
Yeah.
about you?
Oh well. Not that exciting. Life is my wife. I got no kids. I have a furry animal. She's upstairs hiding. She doesn't want to be a part of any of this. Maybe later on she'll show up. I don't know.
Explain what your furry animal is.
Well, she's a feline of variety. Her name's Neko, which is Japanese for cat. Yeah, I really reached on that one.
See, you have one animal. I have a zoo, literally. Um, but So we met about 20 years ago at a pro wrestling event in Lawrence, Kansas for a company called Midwest Renegade Wrestling.
At the armory.
Yep. And basically, Ryan was super loud and drew a lot of attention to himself. And so I was drawing over there because that's where all the action was at. That's where all the wrestlers kept going. I originally thought he was part of the show itself, and turns out he's not part of the show. He's like basically the whole damn show.
I'm
But
just a mark for myself.
yeah, and so we hit it off. And at the time, you were living in Kansas City.
Yep, North
Yeah,
Kansas City.
and
NKC.
yep, and so the only time that we really got together was at the wrestling shows for a long time, and then eventually he moved to Lawrence, and
Almost 20 years now.
yep,
And
and
I've been a sole bus driver for almost 17 years. I'm going on 17 years out of
yep,
that. Probably 19 years of living here. Time flies when you live life in the fast lane, baby.
yep. So yeah, and I didn't even know that he had moved to Lawrence because the wrestling company had shut down for a little while. And so I think I ran into you. I think I hopped on the bus one day and I didn't even realize that it was you, and I don't even know why I was riding the bus because I was driving at the time,
I
but
was driving a football game.
that's
I
right. That's
remember
right.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
It was
so yeah,
over
we
there at the old stadium because now it's going to be a new stadium.
yep.
Yeah.
We reconnected and rest is history. We've been getting together. I mean, he knew me before any of my kids,
Yeah.
before my wife, and so he's got to watch my kids grow up.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
gets to. I mean, we used to get together a lot more for wrestling events and everything else. Unfortunately, life gets in the way. I mean, I
Happens.
I've been wanting to do this podcast for a long time, and life kept getting in the way, and eventually I just decided to change some stuff up to make time for this, and I just wanted to do something a little bit different. The original name for the podcast was going to be the Gone Squirrel Radio Show, and it was kind of going to be just kind of a different, unscripted, kind of unorthodox podcast. It was just going to be hodgepodge of everything. And COVID came along and kind of really set it back. No one wanted to be a guest. It was hard to do anything, and that and like a lot of the equipment was hard to get because places were out of cameras, microphones, everything. And so eventually, I just kind of put it on the back burner, and then I kind of heard some radio shows where they would do interviews with people that were elderly and kind of get their story, a little bit about their life and everything like that. And I kind of wanted to do something like that. I felt like there's enough people out there that have stories that no one has heard that it would be nice to kind of hear and pass along and stuff like that. And there's kind of a big hodgepodge idea. Like I want some of these episodes to be fun, to where we're telling jokes, we're doing dumb skits, we're trying products, stuff like that. And then I want some serious episodes where we talk to someone that might have cancer or something like that, and they kind of give us like, hey, this is the warning signs you need to look out for, and stuff like that. And I just want to do a variety. I don't want it to be the same, and that's kind of hence the name Soapbox Smorgasbord. I want people to get up there and be able to talk,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
and I also want it to be a smorgasbord. I want it to be a wide variety.
A little bit of everything.
Yep. This is kind of our first episode, so it's not going to be real long. We just kind of wanted
That's
to
what she
wanted to
said.
do a teaser and stuff. Yeah, yeah. I do want to play a little bit of a game. It's kind of a most likely game, so we get to kind of throw each other under the bus a little
Proverbial
bit. Yeah,
proverbial
yeah.
bus.
So I'm going to read off these cards, and we're going to kind of go back and forth making decisions of which one of us fits that the most.
I have no idea, so
Okay.
whoa, this is going to be enlightening.
Most likely to wear a kilt.
Right away, Rowdy Roddy Piper is the first thing that pops in my head, but we know. I would probably wear a kilt if I was dressing up as Piper.
Yeah, I'm a little too fat. I mean, I think my legs would rub and I'd chafe a little bit there.
Get in my belly!
Most likely to become a cyclist.
Well, I got a bike in the other room.
Yeah,
But I'll never wear biker tights. I'm not going to have little fake. I'm sponsored by this and all that. I'm not one of those people. Not going to do it.
You're wearing a sponsor shirt right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not on a bike. I'm not wearing biker tights. And I don't wear skinny jeans. See that right there? Yeah, I don't do none of that.
Most likely to freak out from a moth. Bugs have never bugged me. I mean, I guess if it's flying right in my face.
Yeah. I'm not even I don't have a problem with spiders. But as soon as you walk through a web, you become a ninja.
Oh yeah.
Wow!
Most likely to steal food. I don't think I've ever stolen food.
I have stolen food. That's a long story, and we don't need to get into it.
I take that back. I took corn from a field when I was younger, and
it ended up in your poop later on.
It ended up being feed corn, so it was gross and not worth eating. Most likely to talk in their sleep. I get told that I at least snore a lot, so.
Yeah. I've never been told if I talk or not in my sleep. I don't know if I do or not. I mean, I guess I can record myself sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't think I do.
Most likely to eat cake for breakfast. I am guilty as hell of that.
So am I.
I mean,
oh yeah.
It essentially, you look at pancakes and all it is basically near the same batter.
Yep.
Or donuts.
I love Little Debbie coffee cakes. So I do that on the regular. So yeah, that's a cake.
I'll eat coffee cake till I'm sick to my stomach. Most likely to command a biker gang. I mean, I got the tattoos. I mean, they're of a giraffe and Snoopy and stuff, but
I command a biker gang on Grand Theft Auto 5. Does that help? Is that good?
Close enough.
Team Dagger.
Yep. Most likely to get attacked by a bird. Knowing that I have a whole bunch of birds and it's happened to me, that would probably be me.
Okay. Because I'm follically challenged, I've literally 100% have had one crap on my dome piece.
Yep.
It's not cool.
I've had it happen, but it's been my own birds, so. Most likely to freak out from a cicada. I mean, kind of the same as the moth. I mean,
well, but it's
that noise. It's
the Al Qaeda cicada when they dive bomb on you, like it.
Yeah.
Because when they do it sounds like they're going tora.
Yep.
Kamikaze.
Most likely to go to an open house for the freebies. I mean,
I've never done that, but
I've never done it. I feel like I feel like COVID kind of screwed that up. I feel like there probably aren't really nearly as many open houses as there used to be. So
Probably not. Yeah. I think they do open
yeah,
apartments and stuff. I've seen them close by campus, but yeah.
most likely to say "I love you" to get out of trouble. Being married and having kids. I mean, I've used that,
Guilty.
and I mean, not really like deep trouble, but just kind of like. Just kind of like oops, I accidentally watched an episode of a show without you, or grabbed a candy bar without getting you one, or something like that.
But I love you.
Yeah. Most likely to be late to their own event. Ooh, I'm always to other people's events. I run late, but I mean to my own, I'm always early, almost too early sometimes.
I am very commonly late. I also like to sleep in, so I'm one of those people.
Most likely to walk into traffic. Oh, jaywalkers piss me off, so it's not going to be me.
I'm pretty structured when it comes to traffic, and that might be because of my job, but I think I was structured even prior to my job.
Most likely to buy someone's dirty underwear.
Hell no.
Nah, I don't think I could do that either.
That's sick. I'm out.
Yep. Most likely to be a pot farmer. I kill fake flowers. I'm not keeping anything alive that doesn't make noise at me. Maybe Ryan.
I would. You know, the crazy thing is, I would be more of the farmer, and I would not be the smoker.
Yeah.
Isn't it odd? I wouldn't even use it. I would do it to make money, as a means to make money, and I actually understand that it's. I look at it from a medical standpoint, not just to be a stoner all day and check out.
Yeah.
Standpoint,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Most likely to eat an entire watermelon.
An entire one in one setting?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That sounds like
that's a lot of liquid and natural sugar for your body to take in.
If you eat the seeds, you'll get pregnant. I don't want none of that.
How many seeds do you eat?
Multiple seeds. You have watermelon babies.
Most likely to amputate their own finger. I've came close a couple times.
I have a scar, and you probably can't see it. It's not the middle one, but I got a scar right here, and it's from a box cutter, and it literally went to the bone.
So in junior high, I was a teacher's aide for the art teacher, and I was removing stuff from the kiln, and it was still hot, but she was kind of in a hurry to get it out of there and get new stuff in because she had so much stuff she had to get through the kiln. And there was something that was stuck because someone put too much glaze on it. And when I pushed it, it broke, cut through the glove, sliced my finger open, and then it was hot enough that it melted my finger back shut. And it was, I mean, not quite amputation, but it was a nasty cut.
That's hardcore.
Most likely to be a mathlete, not me. I have to.
Yeah, but let me go back real quick. But you kind of jumped ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bled the hard way. Okay, there we go.
Most likely to be a mathlete.
A mathlete. Huh?
I need a calculator a lot.
Yeah. The only time I really use any math is basic stuff to pay my bills.
Yep.
And a lot of times I use a calculator. I'm guilty as charged on that too.
Most likely to wear non-matching shoes. Ooh, I've been in a hurry a couple times and done it. But I always usually have an extra pair of shoes in my vehicle, so it evens out pretty quick.
You know, maybe when I was a little kid, I did that, but
wrong feet.
Yeah, I can't really say that I ever done that.
Most likely to eat an entire pizza. I've done it.
I've done that.
You regret it, but
this right here causes it right here, and some of this can do that too.
Most likely to own a porn shop. No.
It's kind of sleazy, but
I don't think I would. Most likely to get punched by Mike Tyson. I could see you doing that just to have it done. Just to say you had it done.
First off, money needs to be on the line. Because just getting punched by Mike Tyson, big deal.
Yeah.
But man, it's going to hurt really bad. I need lots of money on the line because it's not just enough his celebrity to be involved. I need some money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sweeten the pot.
Most likely to be a model.
Oh.
Nah. I mean, maybe when I was skinnier. I mean, I did I did
I could be
this.
like ravishing Ryan Rude. Cut the
So,
music.
so, like I said, we met at a wrestling show. Both of us grew up watching wrestling, so there's likely to be
pop
a
culture.
lot of wrestling references.
We like pop culture. We like nostalgia stuff, man.
Yep.
Shit. Yeah. Deal with it.
Most likely to have dentures first. My teeth are okay, but
I got good teeth. I'm good.
But yeah, I mean.
Well, I plan on being a centenarian, and if you guys don't know what that is, that means I'm going to be in my 90s, possibly triple digits past my 100. Maybe then, I don't know, but I'm going to try to keep these things right here.
Yeah, I don't know. There's times where I'll get like a cold spot or something like that on my tooth, and I'm just tempted to just have them all yanked out, but man, it's so expensive.
Too many coffee cakes will do that.
Yep. Most likely to dine and dash.
I've done that. I'm guilty of that.
I did it accidentally. I had a card that started to go through, and it reversed, and it was because I gave the guy the wrong card, and I went back and made it right. So, yeah.
I've done it, and I'm not proud of it. It's not a cool. I've also did a gas and dash back in the day when I had no money.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Most likely to fart in public. I mean,
been there, done that.
Yeah. Who hasn't? I mean,
dude, I do that when I drive the bus sometimes. Yeah. Let it go.
Well, must be something wrong with the engine.
Yeah.
Most likely to live in the country. I think that'd probably be me.
Me too.
I already got all those animals.
I like the city also, but I would love to live out in the country. But I grew up a city boy, but I'm also a country boy at heart as well. I got a little bit of both. So a little yin and a little bit of yang.
Most likely to live under a bridge. I don't think I'll
like the song by Nirvana, Underneath the Bridge.
That's about how you feel. I mean, I don't know. I've never been in the situation. I
lived in my car.
Hope to. You ain't gonna wood. Hope to never be in the situation, but you never know what happens to someone to put them in that situation. So
true.
But yeah,
I don't know. I would not want to be in that situation.
Most likely to find Bigfoot. I don't know. You with your little kayaking adventures you've taken up recently, and I go hiking a lot. I mean, maybe we'll.
Anybody that knows me knows I'm a Star Wars fan, so I have lots and lots of my favorite character is Chewbacca. So he's kind of like Bigfoot.
Yeah. Most likely to live to see 100. That's what you were just talking about a few minutes ago. There you go.
I hope. I want to. That's a goal of mine.
Well.
Hey, look how excited you were when you made it to 10.
Yeah.
Right? Triple digits, man. That's a whole another matter.
I mean, I'm surprised I lived past my teenage years. That was wild.
You lived fast in your teenage years. I lived fast in my 20s.
Oh, you're late teens, especially.
I'm a late bloomer. It's weird, but I am.
Most likely to steal from a hotel. I mean, the little bars of soap and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, they're going to throw them out anyways, especially if they're unwrapped. So
yeah, I made sure I stole all the shampoo, and that's why I have no hair now.
So quick story. Back in the day, I had a friend. So I've always had naturally thin hair and a high hairline, and I'm bald too. I just wear a hat because I don't shave mine as often as Ryan does.
Yeah.
But someone convinced me to shave my head, and I went along with it. I went through this little rebel phase where I was getting tattoos, I was getting piercings and stuff like that, and I got talked into shaving my head, and the scissors didn't work. They were rusty and they were kind of chopping a little bit, and this was after we tried a razor or clippers that the blades were too dull on, and so we tried the scissors were just ripping, and it was too thick to use just your everyday razor and shaving cream. So I grabbed a bottle of Nair out of my buddy's cabinet in their bathroom, and this Nair had been expired for about 5 years, and I figured because the hair was somewhat thick that I would go ahead and leave it on for like the max and get rid of everything. And it was a terrible idea. Like, I had a scab the size of the top of my head for weeks until it healed, and pretty much since then, hair doesn't grow that well on top of my head, and so yeah,
You're blessed with a good hairline.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an odd-shaped head.
Grass doesn't grow on a busy street, but
Yeah.
I call it the cul-de-sac. You got to drive in and drive right back out.
Yep.
And when I let mine grow out, I acute it to like a Star Wars type of thing. The shadows of the sack. Lord, I was reaching.
Most likely to collect Lisa Frank stickers.
Who the heck is Lisa Frank?
Those are those shiny, like, rainbow animals and stuff like that back in the day.
I don't.
They were back in the 90s.
You must know more than I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
I'd have to see one to really.
Put your mic in front of your mouth a little bit more.
I'm screwing up. How's that?
There you go. Now I can hear you better.
Can you hear my Barry White voice? Yeah, girl.
All right.
That better though? Yeah.
Okay, yes. Cool. Okay. Right. Most likely live in a big city. We just talked about this a little bit ago too. Yeah, I'm more a small town country guy.
I've been to Los Angeles a lot, and it's okay to visit, but it's like mold on a sandwich, so to speak. To me, less is more because I deal with the public. I like to get away from the public, and if you live in a big city like New York or something,
that's all it is public
all the time, and it's like the city that never sleeps, right? Yep. So, yeah. So
isn't that Vegas?
I like to be in between, a little bit of country, a little bit city.
Isn't Vegas the city that never sleeps?
That's Sin City.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Most likely to become a swamp monster, huh?
Like Swamp Thing?
Maybe.
I'm down. He's one of my favorites.
Okay.
I love Swamp Thing.
I was gonna say, fall out of your kayak, fall into some radioactive waste, and there you go.
Yeah.
Most likely to lock their keys in their car. I've done that recently. It just I was sitting in my my car answering work emails and waiting on someone to show up to a property to do some work, and yeah.
See if I can wave at you guys with my toe.
No one needs to see those.
What's toe jam? So when you so you lost your keys, or you just
no? They were sitting in my ignition, and
I
I turned the car off.
That's a stoner moment.
Yeah. I just got caught up answering emails,
yeah.
And then the person that I was trying to wait on to help me on this property, they finally showed up a little bit late, and I was like, great, got out of the car, locked it, and then I needed to go back out to get something. I was like, crap. So it happens.
Yeah, I have a carabiner that I hook on my belt loop, and I haven't lost them since I started doing that.
Yeah. I just always double and triple check before
you can always do like they do in prison and just keister it in your prison purse.
No, thank you.
No. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Most likely to see a ghost. Ooh, we used to go walk through the cemeteries and stuff a lot, and I did a couple of ventures out to a certain cemetery that I'm not going to name because people have destroyed a lot of it.
They say when you drive a Tesla through a graveyard, it actually picks up ghosts. Supposedly.
Before or after it catches on fire spontaneously.
Yeah.
Most likely to fall out of a roller coaster. I'm out. I don't do roller coasters.
I don't. Okay, as far as ghosts go, I don't really. I've never had an encounter. A lot of times I feel like it's just a trickery of this thing up in here.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, whatever. It's just never. Maybe they don't like me. I don't know. They don't ever mess with me. If I have a ghost mess with me, I want it to be like in the movie Ghostbusters. Remember, with Aykroyd and
the chick.
Just zip. Yeah, can it be like that? Can I have that encounter?
Most Fallout. Do you do roller coasters?
Yeah, I love roller coasters. I like getting high from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been a roller coaster person. I don't know. We had a
I usually ride them when I go to Worlds of Fun. I ride the Mamba over and over and over and
there
over.
was a ride at the county fair that screwed up while I was on it, and I was just kind of
Adrenaline junkie.
that was kind of my turn off on, and I don't do heights. I bad experiences with heights. So
What was that? Hey, what was that place in the? They talk about it. It was in the 70s and it got shut down because it was so dangerous. I've seen videos on that online.
around Kansas City or Lawrence? Or?
No, it wasn't around here. It was.
I don't know.
It was like back in the 70s, early 80s. I forget.
We'll have to Google that and
Fun-
get back with you next episode.
Yeah. Hold that thought.
Most likely to knock over a statue at an art gallery. Ooh. My kids.
Yeah.
Indirectly, me.
Yeah, well, I talk with my hands a lot, so maybe that's when it gets knocked
Oh,
over.
yeah.
Because I'm doing this.
I always find myself knocking over like drinks and stuff like that. I could totally knock over a statue. Most likely to start a fire. Accidentally.
You mean like an arsonist?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I've made fires.
Yeah, I've made fires, but never like arson type fires.
Yeah.
I mean, I've accidentally set fires with like a junk electronic I was trying to fix or something.
Yeah, we're not
like that.
psychos.
Most likely to get drunk at work. Ooh. So when I worked at the barbecue restaurant,
I've been hungover at work multiple times.
oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
who hasn't?
Yeah.
So I worked at a barbecue restaurant that was next door to a strip club, and we actually shared a window where we sent food through the window. And
All stars.
they would every once in a while we'd buy drinks and stuff like that, but I don't think I ever drank enough to get drunk. And I mean, a lot of times it was usually towards the end of my shift anyways, or for like a special occasion like my birthday or something like that.
Yeah. Cornbread and iced tea took the place of pills and 90 proof these days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most likely to get the plague. Did you get COVID?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Yeah. It was like the plague.
We had it twice.
Yeah. What was your symptoms? Because I got to throw mine out there too.
So when I thought I had it but never tested positive, I had everything. I had a high fever. I had body chills. Aches, everything like that. And that was after I did the second vaccine. But when I actually tested positive, one time I had no symptoms, and the other time I literally had a runny nose and light cough.
I compare COVID to like a tornado. It may hit this house, it may hit one person in the house and not hit anybody else, but then it might hit the house 3 houses down and just slaughter out the place. Yep. It's like a tornado. It has that weird vibe. But what it did to me was, man, I've never, since I was probably when I was in diapers, I've never pooped on myself as much as I did because I would cough, and literally I would black out sometimes, and I'd have to go sit on the toilet in the middle of the night coughing so that I could poop because it would just, it compresses.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
we get the visual. Most likely to spill hot coffee on I've done it.
On what, your crotch?
Or? On just on yourself. Anywhere.
Oh yeah, been there, done that.
Got a coffee from.
I got cold coffee in here, but
where did I get the coffee from? I can't remember. I picked up a coffee for my wife, and they handed it to me, and the lid wasn't on all the way. And I mean, it wasn't real hot, not like the lady that got supposedly 3rd-degree burns, or the person that did years ago at McDonald's. But I don't know. Most likely to fall out of a boat. I mean,
okay. So, I went canoeing for the first time in my life this past summer, and I caught the bug. So I'm going to buy a kayak when I get Uncle Scam, when I get that check from him, my money anyways. And I'm going to buy me a kayak, and I'm going to go out and do that thing, and I can't wait to do it. But there's a chance that I might flip over and end up in the water, and hopefully Jason Voorhees is not in the water to pull me down. But I'm going to make sure I don't go to Crystal Lake.
Oh, isn't there like one of the towns around here actually has a lake called Crystal Lake?
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll stay away from there. Or I won't. But no, I'll make sure I have a life vest on and stuff. So yeah, I'll be safe. But I may topple over. I don't know. Time will tell.
Most likely to be the only person hurt in a mosh pit that they start.
I've been hurt in a mosh pit before.
Never started a mosh pit, but yeah, I've been hurt, and
yeah,
man, there's people just don't even pay attention. They just throw elbows and jump off of each other. And
I was in a mosh pit at Deftones, and it was headlined by Alice in Chains, and there was a drunk buffoon that slammed into my back hard because he was trying to get it going, and so we started shoving each other, and then everybody started shoving each other. And then it just got out of hand. And I ended up with a very sore back afterwards. So, I got hurt.
I don't have the time to recover from that stuff anymore, as crazy as those people get.
Well, my adrenaline, once it wore off, I was in pain. But with my adrenaline, I didn't feel it.
Yeah. So, do people still mosh pit? I haven't been to...
Depends on the music.
Or do they just hold up their phone and record everything?
Yeah. Well... You've got a lot of soft-core people.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say that my generation is tougher, whatever. But, mosh pit really isn't a safe place or space. Yeah, that's what they say.
Most likely to lose the remote. Ooh. I've had the damn thing in my hand and tried to look for it before. And I think that's just like a brain fog where you're busy as hell.
Well, the couch will eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never keister
it. Most likely to get a ticket for public nudity. I've been streaking, but never to the extent of where I could have gotten public nudity tickets.
A true story, I've had sex in public, and I'm lucky that I never got caught. So, there you go. Fellatio in public.
Most likely to ask to speak to the manager. I've never been one of those people to bring someone down.
It's because you've worked in
the
restaurant industry, and so have I.
Yep.
So I've never been a Karen, Kevin, whatever they call them.
The closest I've done is like when disputing a bill, like a cell phone bill or something like that. Ask to speak to someone higher up that can fix a mistake or something like that. I've never really...
Yeah, don't be an a-hole about it.
Yeah.
Yep. Nobody likes it. And they might go in your next plate. Don't.
Most likely to complain at a restaurant. I mean,
That kind of follows up with what we just...
It kind of depends. I mean, with working in a restaurant for a long time, I get both sides of that. I don't want to complain if it's just a simple mistake, like, oh, I said, no tomato and you put tomato on it. Like, I'm not going to complain. I'll pull the damn tomato off, even though
tomato.
Yeah, and I'm just using that as an example. Like, give me all the damn tomatoes.
Yeah.
But but I also understand the other side, like, where you have allergies and stuff like that.
So I got a friend in Topeka, my top city. We don't like going out to eat with him because this fool, he'll literally shake the glass to get, like when his drink is low, to the waitress. I'm like, don't do that, dude.
Like,
come on, man. Your mom is not going to wait on you.
I mean, most people have seen the movie Waiting, and I want to be completely honest.
The garlics.
Yeah, and I want to be completely honest. Like, I would never mess with someone's food. I might joke about it, but I'm never going to do it because I wouldn't want someone doing it to me.
Yeah, I'd hate. Could you imagine someone doing a guacamole up and
that's why
you don't mix Mexican and continental.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't ever complain really in a restaurant, just because all it's going to take is one person that doesn't care and is having a bad day, and they just screw up your whole day.
I also believe that's bad karma on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Period. There you go.
Most likely to use a crappy pickup line. Been there, done that. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Give us an example.
Oh,
I got one. How much does a polar bear weigh?
Enough to break
Enough
the
to break
ice.
that. There you go.
Yep. Oh man, I don't know.
You Mr. Q.
Most likely to cry for their mommy.
Yeah.
I mean, I reach out to my mom to vent sometimes, but not really a cry out for mommy type thing,
Yeah.
and it's not even a lot of times to get advice. It's just to
Yeah.
like have someone hear you. But
Well, not everybody's got a father figure, and you did have one.
yeah,
And my aunt and uncle raised me, but I had my uncle in my life, and he was a strong father figure. So, some people are
hmm
raised by their mom and they end up getting that way. And I don't want to say people like that are beta boys, but a lot of times people, but my mother was gone since 1983. So I don't know. If I had the chance to be a mama's boy just to have her around,
yeah.
oh, I would.
See,
There you go.
and I feel like moms kind of do the go along with what you say. Your dad's gonna tell you how it is,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
in most cases, and your mom is going to.
Some moms are cut around the edges, like rough around the edges
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
man.
but for the most part, they're going to coddle you and reassure you that you're right, and someone's always doing their baby wrong type stuff.
Oh
And
yeah, true that. I have a baby's hairline, so
speaking of moms, most likely to pawn their mother's ring. I couldn't do it. Like I understand
yeah,
that jewelry is valuable,
yeah,
but I don't hold a value to it enough, or I don't see the value in it enough
yeah.
to destroy someone's.
Which means you have a good
Yeah,
conscience. I have a good conscience. It's in your core, but people that ignore that and get narcissistic, them are the ones that do stuff like that. I've stolen from corporations, but I don't take from friends and family.
yeah.
I don't do that stuff, man. It's evil. You don't do it. I believe in good and evil, right and wrong.
hmm
That's it.
Most likely to burn dinner. I feel like I'm pretty attentive. I mean, back years ago, probably, but I mean, when I'm in the kitchen, I mean, I don't know. I've cooked for you a lot.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever burned anything.
yeah.
I don't think.
Every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
I might have overcooked some pasta or potato or
Um,
something like that, but
I've I eat eggs a lot,
yeah,
and every once in a while I forget, and then they get a little bit crispy because I put them in a small pan, and I'll do like 6 eggs for big old protein testosterone boost. But yeah, they get a little bit hardened around the edges, but other than that,
yeah.
it tastes good that way though. Yeah, that's about as far as I've never burnt like anything major. Maybe toast.
So I know I said that this wasn't going to be a long episode, but I mean, I'm looking here at our
Yeah,
little clicker thing, and
yeah,
this is rolling pretty smooth. We're almost to 40 minutes.
yeah, yeah.
And
We're
kind of
shooting.
general
We're shooting
idea.
for the moon, man.
Yeah, general idea is I'd like to keep episodes around 45 minutes to an hour. So, I
Well, we,
mean,
we didn't know what to expect
yeah,
here, because I mean, I'm coming into this. You gave me the basics, and then we were just going from there.
yeah,
But
we
it's turning out really good. I
just
like it. I hope everybody else is going to enjoy it
yeah,
too.
just
Oh,
kind of subscript and just kind of go with the flow and kind of freestyle a little bit. That's
yeah.
kind of the
We'll be having
yeah.
guests too. I look forward to having
hmm
some guests.
I've got
Yeah.
I mean, working at a restaurant for as long as I did, working in property management, um, and also being a townie. I mean, I've got a lot of people from all sorts of different walks of life, athletes,
Yeah. He's like
police,
he's like the mafia. He's got connections.
mhm, minus the crime part.
Yeah, minus the crime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most
Get out of here.
most likely to forget their ID to go to the bar. Bars are I don't bar.
Not anymore. I used to go to holler at women.
I don't know that I ever had my ID checked in a bar, even before I was 21.
Well, I've always been.
Liquor stores, yeah, but
I've never. I didn't become like a drinker until my 30s, um, because I couldn't use cannabis anymore. But that's why. And I didn't really. I mainly went downtown and I went to a few places where I knew that there was honeys.
yeah,
And I went to those places and chilled. I went to some wrestling shows downtown with little people as the performers. And there was lots of women there. Oh, the Granada's a good place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a
We
hardcore drinker.
we both
anymore.
kind of have that look. I mean, we're both old enough now that I mean, I can't remember the last time I was ID'd for anything. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as for age, I mean, to confirm I am who I say I am.
Well,
yeah,
and my white is taking over my goatee, so I don't ever get carded anymore. I mean, if I shave this off or if I use Just for Men, which looks like shoe polish, by the way,
mm-hmm.
in my goatee, maybe I wouldn't get carded. But I mean, I would get carded. Yes, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Most likely to
Don't judge.
Most likely to hit a parked car. I have once at we were at a graduation, and it was just kind of the way this person parked their. You couldn't see the car. They were in. It was a low setting car, and they were in the blind spot, and I mean, it didn't even do any damage. I left my name and number on there, and they basically called me back with a, "Hey, are you sure you hit my car? I didn't see any damage." And yeah, I mean, so once.
I sideswipe vehicles all the time in the Soul Bus.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say that. No, I'm very safety conscientious. I'm actually a defensive driver. True story.
Most likely to make a fool of themselves at the club. I don't do the club. I'm too.
If alcohol's involved, and I get in that blackout mode, and the thing is, I don't drink anymore, so I think I'm more wild sober.
Yeah, you kind of mellow. You kind of mellow out and quiet down.
Yeah, when
drunk.
I drink. Yeah,
I mean, unless someone gets under your skin and sets you off. But
well, at wrestling shows, the crazy thing is most of the time I'm sober. I might have maybe a drink beforehand.
Yeah.
In the past, but now I'm completely sober at wrestling shows. And honestly, I don't need. Listen, I don't need substance. I am the substance.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Most likely.
Proceed.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Who's the better cook?
Oh, that's you all day.
I was gonna say I don't know. I've ever had anything you've cooked.
That's you, man. Listen, I have a very basic diet: meat and vegetables. I have a George Foreman. George Foreman is my homie, and it covers all the bases for me. So I go to friends' houses. I got a homeboy in Top City, and then I got him, my homie here. They all can cook. So if they'll cook for me, and I'm like, yeah, give them compliments and props.
See, I cook everything under the sun as much as I can. I mean,
What about that pancake milkshake that made you sick that one time?
Pancake milkshake?
Yeah, that was at my old house. Remember, it was on Illinois. You made a milkshake, and it was with pancake ingredients, and and I didn't do it because I was like, I don't know about that. And you got
no. So it made me sick because it was too much. I drank too much of it. But it was a blueberry pancake with maple syrup.
Yeah.
Oof. And it was good, but it's just it was too much. I drank too much of it. Like I made some for everybody.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to go to waste, and it was just one of those.
I tasted it. I gave it a shot. I think I was probably drinking at that time.
Oh yeah. Sure. So you didn't want that on top of alcohol.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been a good mix at all.
Most likely to forget to turn the oven on.
No, I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem turning it off either. Honestly, yeah. I've always been really conscious of safety.
I've accidentally forgot to turn on the crock pot.
Yeah,
but
I always wear my raincoat, just so you know.
Most likely to be the extra that gets shot 5 minutes into the movie. Didn't you do weren't you an extra in a trauma movie?
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
See?
Yeah, it was mediatrics. I basically was just part of the crowd. It was just an extra. It's all good. I wore a wig, kind of like a beaver type of wig. It was silly.
Most likely to kill someone for eating their leftovers.
No.
I feel like I've always got extra. I mean, if someone's hungry, let them
Yeah.
eat type
Yeah.
thing.
I'm not like a dog. Like dogs will fight over food. I don't do that. I can survive off very little food. And my energy just I'm a grazer. There you go. Yeah.
Bigger couch potato. Man, this is probably the most I've sat down on a couch in a while. So
Yeah. Well, I sit for a living. But I've been on vacation for the past couple weeks, so I've sat on this couch a
yeah,
lot.
you get in some video game
Oh, I've
time.
gotten a lot of video game time in and watched a lot of YouTube.
See, and my slow down time, we'll put on a show that we're watching and stuff like that, and most time one of us will fall asleep to it or fall asleep first, and
Yeah.
then we got to restart the episode over.
Well, and I don't sleep good on couches, and I'm probably because I've gotten older, because I'm a side sleeper. So when I sleep upstairs, I got a special pillow for sleeping on my side, on my shoulder, so I don't pinch all this crap up.
Yep.
But when you sleep on the couch, you have to sleep on your side, and I have to bring that pillow downstairs. Every time I sleep on my homeboy in Topeka, I sleep on his couch every once in a while and hang out with his family. I wake up, my trap, everything is aching. I have to maneuver all this right here. Yeah, it ain't fun. Go ahead, Tom.
Better dancer. I don't dance, man. I'm a wallflower.
I like to dance. I enjoy it. I move my hips. I got a little bit of soul glow.
Most gullible. I don't feel like
Depends. I've been caught in I'm not really gullible, but I've been caught.
like you'll look at this sometimes.
Yeah, jeez. My peripheral got me on that one. See? There it is.
Better hair. I feel like you, man. You upkeep your shaved head a little bit more than me.
Yes.
And your beard. I mean,
well, and it's not as long as it was. I cut it back recently to make it whiter.
Or goatee.
But usually I have beads and stuff in there. But that's for later episodes. This is just the beginning. So as time goes, you'll see the beads come back.
Yeah. I'll shave mine, and then it might be a week, 2 weeks before I shave it again. I mean, I'll look like I have mange for a little while.
Every day. I am religious about shaving it every freaking day. It's an obsession.
Most likely to win Survivor. Ooh.
Oh.
I mean,
you have to be kind of cutthroat to.
Yeah, you got to be kind of cutthroat for it. I feel like you got to kind of know what you can eat out in the wild and stuff like that. I mean, even though I've heard rumors that people are throwing cheeseburgers and stuff like that behind the scenes, and
so it's scripted in a lot of ways.
I mean, allegedly.
I don't know. So I mean, I could survive. A country boy can survive.
I mean, especially if you put it in the tropics where or somewhere with decent weather. I mean, you put it in the tropics where you're talking about like fresh fruit grown on trees, fish.
I know we're talking about the show, but let's just say all this was gone. Internet, all of that was gone. Majority of our population, they wouldn't be able to survive. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
I mean, if you all of a sudden took it away, what was that show that all the electricity stopped at once, like Revolution or something like that? A lot of those people didn't know how to cope, and that was their way of life. That was what they did. I mean, think of your day. Like, if you took away electricity, you wouldn't have a job essentially. I mean, I could still go around to door to collect rent and be like, give me rent or give me your cow or something like that. Well, back in the olden days.
I've always said that you got to have a little bit of old school and a little bit of new school. Therefore, it's middle school. There you go. You got that, you're good, because you can swing on any pendulum.
Most likely to win a Nobel Prize. Anybody want to nominate us?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean,
don't know either.
I don't feel like I've done anything noble to win a Nobel Prize.
The Pulitzer, maybe.
Yeah. Most likely to accidentally kill someone. You and that bus, man.
Accidentally?
Yeah, accidentally.
Okay, I would never. But you can kill someone by hating them too. Thou shalt not kill, right? But accidentally, with me driving around a very heavy 40-foot, 10-foot tall bus, it's a possibility, but I don't. That's something I need to think about so I can have good defensive skills, of course.
I'm skipping through some of these.
Yeah, because you got quite a stack, man.
Yeah. Most likely to kill a lion with their bare hands. Ooh, I don't know, man. I feel like either one of us would imitate what we saw in wrestling and give it a little pile driver and a little bit of a.
With your bare hands, though, dude, you better have a weapon.
I know.
Us humans, we don't stand a chance against animals like that. If we didn't have firearms,
I
don't
feel
stand a chance.
I feel like if you snuck up on it, maybe you could jump on it and get it in a chokehold or something.
Well, either that, I can put like a fake sleeve on with some, what's it called, fire retardant, and then I'll catch it on fire and I'll catch him with a firearm clothesline.
Yeah, but that's not your bare hands though.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, then I'll just catch my hand on fire with some fire retardant, a glove, and then I'll smack the shit out of him. Oh, I said sorry. Shh.
Most likely to be kidnapped. I don't feel like I'd go. I mean,
with my mouth, I really don't think anybody could tolerate me for very long.
I don't think I'd do anything enough to put myself in a situation to be kidnapped, and I don't really have enough to be kidnapped for.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. I would if I went across the border down in Juarez. Even the cartel wouldn't want me.
Most likely to eat their boogers.
No.
I mean, there is supposedly some health benefits to it. Supposedly it raises your immune system or something like that. But
what?
I mean, I could see, but
yeah. Well, let's just drink our own pee then.
Most likely to snort coke off a hooker. Not me.
I've never done that, but when I see that in the movies, like Wolf of Wall Street, when he snorted it off her her bum, I was like, that's kind of cool.
Most likely to hit on the bride or groom at a wedding. I mean, if you include my own wife, then when I got married, then I don't know. No. Wedding party? I mean,
maybe the bridesmaids.
Yeah.
I would go for them as long as they're single. I don't like to disrespect somebody that's in a relationship, But if I don't know about the relationship and because to me it's not my fault if she is going, stepping out on the dude or whatever. You know where I'm going with that.
Most likely to be afraid of clowns. No.
Yeah, I don't like juggalos.
Yeah.
I call them juggalos.
Whoop whoop. Most likely to be fired from their job. I mean, I feel like both our jobs have a lot of room for error. I mean, what I do has to deal with people's living situations and stuff like that, and one wrong misstep and it can really screw up a lot, either way. And you drive.
Yeah,
you drive a tank.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch what you say.
Yeah.
You gotta watch when you're having conversations with someone on the bus. You gotta watch your mouth. Be careful what you say. We live. There's a script, an unknown script that you're supposed to follow at work in general, and you got to follow it. You work for someone else.
Yep.
So
everything you do on the clock.
Whether I have a bus drivers union or not, if I hang myself with a short rope, they can't save my job.
Yeah.
So I need to watch my P's and Q's, my pints and quarts.
And even to some extent, I mean, some of the stuff that you do off the clock can kind of affect, I mean, it may not affect it directly, but you do something off the clock that raises red flags, and then someone's going to come after you, or could, not always.
Yeah, and just like when people call the cops, they over elaborate the story and pump it up, puff it up. I mean, we've had we've had people that they'll puff up an email. So you just got to watch out for that,
Mhm.
and that's why we have cameras. So I'm so glad that we have cameras. That's the undeniable witness when people talk a lot, but the camera doesn't lie.
We are coming up on an hour, so I'd like to try to cut it around an hour. So we're going to do a couple more of these.
Sure.
And then we're going to kind of
I wish it would
wrap it up. Yeah,
I wish
know.
we'd just keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny.
Well, gotta save some for the next episode.
True. Yeah.
Most likely to have road rage. I get irritated with people, especially driving in town, but never. I mean, I guess I've got some, not enough to where I'm rolling down the window and yelling and threatening people's lives and
chasing
stuff.
someone down, or
yeah,
I see a lot of videos like that. And obviously with me driving the bus, if I have road rage, that's on camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta watch it on there. So, I mean, we got some drivers that have road rage sometimes, but I'm just not like that. I just let it roll off my back.
Most likely to hit on someone at a funeral.
Ooh, I don't.
I
can't do that. I can't do that. That's not
like the scene off of
Wedding
Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't do that. Oh, I'm going to console you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to bed. No, I have a hard time with that. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I don't know if I could ever do it.
Most likely to be afraid of heights. I'm not a heights person. I brought that over.
I've never had a problem with heights. But when I was inside the Capitol building in Topeka, there's a staircase you can climb all the way to the top of the peak of it. And it's really narrow. And it made me extremely nervous to do it. So I had the vomit feeling and everything. I was like, geez, this is what it feels like to have heights. Heights.
I'm not a big fan of. I remember doing that as a kid in elementary school, and man, like even before I was afraid of heights, that just it wasn't for me.
Yeah. I'm always afraid, especially nowadays, because I don't like injuries. It's when you come down and you fall or something like that. I'm always afraid of that stuff. So yeah.
Most likely to put ketchup on a steak. When I was younger, maybe if it's overcooked, I don't know.
Well, I like medium rare, and I like to taste. I like to taste the meat. No, but I like I like Cholula. I like to mix it with A1. That's how I do it.
I mean, some sort of dipping sauce or sauce on there.
Something like that. Sweet and sour.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've ever tried sweet and sour.
It might be good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Most likely to become a stripper. No.
Ravishing Ryan Rude.
So
my stripper name would be Vagino. Coming to the stage, Vagino.
When we were next door to the strip club, when I worked at the barbecue restaurant, they had a night where it was guys that would get up there and dance, and all the girls would come in.
Chip and dance,
and
right?
I can't remember. I think it was just called like the male review.
Oh,
and
the review.
And I don't know if he was serious or not, but one of the guys that helped manage the club tried talking me into coming over, and I'm just like, no, like it's.
You should have got up there with your shirt off and be eating some ribs and barbecue sauce just falling down, like, yeah.
I would have walked out there with all the money. Most likely to become a gold digger. Look, like not now, but if I could redo it and start over as a young, knowing what I know now, like.
You mean like a rich cougar?
Yeah, I'd totally go for that.
Depends on how old she is, because listen, I'm approaching 50 years old, but honestly, I really don't want to date the girls my age. I'm sorry, and I definitely don't want to go above my age.
Yeah.
So, I'm still in that stage where I'm like, I can still date girls in their 20s and early 30s, whatever. Yeah. And I don't look like I'm almost 50 either.
Most likely to chew their nails. Ooh, that's one of my bad habits. I do it
when I drink alcohol. I do chew my nails, but man, when I don't drink alcohol, no problem.
I just do it when I don't know. I just do it sometimes when I notice my nails are too long, because it always seems to be when I have no idea where nail clippers are,
Yeah.
and then right after that, then I need nails for something.
Yeah.
Most likely to have a split personality. I feel like you do a little bit.
Well, to me, that's like character development. For instance, my name's Ryan, but people been calling me Rhino since I was a little boy. But to me, that's just a nickname. But I get called Rhino more than Ryan. So Rhino's like more my street name. Ryan's my professional name. So, but on a character level, um, I've always on a video game. Anytime I make myself, I always call myself Rhino Rage, Road Rage, or Roid Rage, and that's Hemorrhoid Rage, by the way. It's because I'm getting older. Hemorrhoids.
Most likely to catfish someone. I don't like taking advantage of people.
I've never done the dating app thing, and I've never been a part of the whole. I've never done blind dates. I've never done none of that. Remember Blind Date on HBO back in the day? Yeah, I've never done none of that. I don't know, man. It's whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't lie about what I look like. I would keep it real. If they dig me, they dig me. If they don't, they don't. There you go.
Most likely to own 2 girls, 1 cup on DVD. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I remember when that first came out, and everyone would, not everyone, but people would try to track that down just to show other people for the shock value.
Yeah, I'm
and
out. It's gross.
It was gross, and
listen, if it isn't Debbie Does Dallas or Ron Jeremy Does the World, I'm out.
Yeah. It was gross. And it's not something.
I'm out with the blue waffles, all that. Boo.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The fact that people even took the time to make something like that, and I've heard where they try to say that it was staged, and staged or not, it's
disgusting.
No
amount of money would ever get me to sell my dignity. How much am I getting paid for this episode?
Most likely to make inappropriate gestures with food.
You mean like seafood and then just seafood? Get it? Yeah, that'd be me.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've made inappropriate gestures with food, and
you mean like using food as a sex toy?
No. Just make a gesture with it, like act like you're, like, I don't know, like take your finger and shove through the hole on a donut, or put a banana 3/4 away in your mouth, or something like that.
Please pass me the all fruit. Please pass me the jelly. I've never had like major manners. I mean, I don't.
It's I feel like I have selective manners. Kind of like
there you go.
There's certain people, like if I'm over at a friend's house and we're eating dinner or something like that, you have a certain set of manners for that, and then you have a certain set of manners for when you're just with your friends and being an idiot, and like us.
I'm trying to call Neko over here. She's underneath the table.
And this podcast hopefully is going to be kind of a mix of both, like with one of my best friends and being an idiot, but also in the same breath having enough manners, knowing that people we have no idea who they are may listen to this. I mean, I hope that people other than our moms and brothers and coworkers listen to this, but
yeah.
And
so clean up your foul language.
It's you.
And Grandma's watching.
Most likely to talk to strangers. This is the last one. I just feel I've had some of my best conversations with people that I've never met before in my life, and I feel like I feel like both of us are kind of that way.
I've talked to a lot of
Yeah.
who's who.
I've had 30, 45-minute conversations with people and walked away and been like, I don't even know what their name is.
Yep.
And
But treat them like I've known them for 100
Yep.
years. It's wild. I mean, we're old souls,
But-
man. That's what that means.
Well-
And, with me, what I do for a living, it's called Bus Driver Confessional.
Well, to those of you that actually stuck through and listened to this whole thing and didn't shut it off, 15, 20 seconds in, and thank you. We hope to make this at least a bi-weekly for now, possibly even a weekly podcast. We're going to introduce more segments eventually. I'd like to bring, like Ryan had mentioned earlier, I'd like to bring on guests to interview.
Yeah.
We have a lot of interesting friends that are kind of different characters from all walks of life, and just kind of want to have some fun with this. But yeah, thank you to everyone that took time to listen, and have a good night.
Put in some, hit some buttons. Come on.